He appealed to Sri Krishna with loud calls, hunkara, and thus made it possible for Krishna to appear. Therefore, the principal reason for Sri Chaitanya's descent in this appeal by Advaita Acharya, the Lord, the protector of religion, appears by the desire of his devotee. This chapter we see is titled External Reasons for the Lord Chaitanya's Appearance. And we can understand from this chapter that Nama Samkirtana basically is the external reason for the appearance of the Lord. And in the next chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj discusses the internal reasons. However, if we carefully think about these reasons, as far as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is concerned or Krishna is concerned, the external reason is from his point of view. However, from our point of view, who are fallen souls of Kali Yuga, or for any other living entity, actually the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is of prime importance. Why is it of prime importance? Because this will deliver us and provide us Krishna Prema. Golokera Prema Dhana, Harinama Samkirtana. The condition of the fallen souls of Kali Yuga is so despicable that there is no hope. And Advaita Acharya saw that. And things, since appearance of Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Prabhu, has further deteriorated for especially those who haven't taken shelter of Bhagavata Dharma. Therefore, this Harinam Samkirtana Yoga Dharma, establishing that was the prime reason as far as we are concerned for the appearance of the Lord. There is a nice pastime once I heard from His Holiness Bhakti Rasayana Sagar Swami Maharaj, who is from Russia but born in a Muslim family. And he was telling about this actual incident that happened during the early days of our movement in America. So in a town in America, a temple was there. And one day, one person just walked in and he said to the devotees that, oh, you know, I want to join you guys. I want to join the temple. So in those days, you know, there was no screening done. Everyone who came was just accepted. Their heads were shaved off. They were given dhoti kurta and said, yes, you are one of us, join us. So this person started living like that and following the process of Krishna consciousness. But then one fine day, a couple of police officers came. And the police officers, they came with a picture and showed to one of the devotees that, have you seen this person? We are looking for him. He's very dangerous. He's very harmful. So when the devotee looked, oh, this is our new Bhakta Daniel who has just joined about 2 months back. But he did not tell the police. He just refused and denied, and the police said, look, if you come across this person, he's very dangerous, please let us know. Police went away, and this devotee went to the temple president and told the temple president that, look, the policemen were here and they're looking for our Bhakta Daniel. Apparently he has done something really bad. So the president then called Bhakta Daniel and said to him that police had come and they are looking for you. So Bhakta Daniel did not deny. He said, Yes, actually, I came to the temple to to hide from the authorities because I had done some very bad things. But after joining you for 2 or 3 months, now I realized that actually all my life I was looking for this. And I know the law of karma is there, and according to that, I have to undergo great suffering. But come what may, I know this is my goal of life, and I will not leave this. So the temple president saw that, okay, this devotee this person has really reformed. So he said, okay, next day we both will go to the police station and we'll see what they say. So the next day they went to the police station and they told the officers, oh, we are from the Hare Krishna temple, and these 2 officers had come and they were looking for this Bhakta Daniel, and he's with us here. So they could not recognize him because, of course, he was wearing dhoti kurta, all shaved up. And they took them to the officer in charge. And the temple president said that, look, he has been with us for last 2-3 months, but I assure you that this person is completely reformed. He is no longer that bad person. So the police officer said, how can you be sure that he is completely reformed? So he said, because of the process of devotion that we follow. So he asks, okay, what do you do? We wake up early in the morning, we have cold shower, about 3:30, and then we come in front of the Lordships and we praise and sing His glories, and we chant this mantra, Hare Krishna. And after that, for 1.5-2 hours, we chant on our beads. We do japa meditation, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And after that, we have philosophical discussion on what is the goal of life. That life is meant to attain love of Godhead and end this cycle of birth and death. And then we have some vegetarian sanctified food. And then everyone goes out to distribute these scriptures, especially Bhagavad-gita, so that people can know what is the goal of life. And especially in this marathon month of books distribution, all devotees can relate to this. And then in the evening we come back, again we have shower, we have some prasadam, vegetarian food stuff, sanctified. And then we do glorification of Lord, read from scriptures again, discuss the pastimes of the Lord. Then we go to bed and then again wake up early in the morning. And then he said, we also follow the 4 regulative principles. So the police officer got wonderstruck. What is these 4 regulative principles? So the officer said, we don't eat meat, fish, or eggs. The police officer's mouth just opened. What? Because in jail even meat is given. If there is no meat, what will they eat? And no gambling. Okay, fair enough. No intoxication, no drinking of alcohol. His mouth even opened wider. What? No alcohol even? Even police officers, they drink alcohol after the duty. In countries like Australia and America, all the workers, their culture is what? Their culture is pub culture. Meaning, as soon as work finishes, everyone just rushes to pub. Here we don't see it that much, but in Australia and America, this is the culture. But our Guru Maharaj said that Srila Prabhupada has also given us pub culture. But what is our pub culture? PUB, Prabhupada's Unlimited Bhagavatam. We drink the intoxicating nectar. There is very one nice verse given in Bhagavatam. It says, Piyusha niryapita deha dharmam. That parasparam tvad gunavada siddhu Piyusha niryapita deha dharma. That devotees amongst themselves, parasparam tvad gunavada siddhu, drink the intoxicating nectar of Krishna's qualities and pastimes. And this defies the deha dharma, the requirements of the body. Defies the requirements of the body. Our eating reduces, our sleeping reduces, and all those things that we thought this is not possible as far as this body is concerned, reduces. This is the sign as devotees progress in devotional service, material necessities diminish, and depending on our level of advancement and level of surrender to the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it completely becomes negated as well. So that officer, what? No intoxication? And then last one, no illicit sex. What? No. And then he said to the temple president, look, the way you guys have punished this person, in our wildest of imagination, we could never think of punishing anyone. Now, before I change my mind, you please take him from here and just go away. Now, see, for the police officer, it was a punishment. But for this devotee who went through the process, at first it may have been a punishment. But as soon as he started following this nice formula that our Srila Prabhupada has given, following the 4 regulative principles and chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, definitely purification happens to such an extent that the devotees' obnoxious ways, sinful ways, completely becomes negated. And this is no surprise at all. This is the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said, Madhurebhyo Madhurabhyopi, Mangalebhyopi Mangalam, Pavanam Pavanebhyopi, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. The holy names of Krishna is the sweetest we will taste at any time. Of all things that purify, the holy names of Krishna purifies the most. And all things that bring good fortune, Mangala, the holy names of Krishna is auspicious paradigm. The holy names of Krishna, Lord Hare, is all that be. So, simply by carefully and attentively chanting, Rupa Goswami very nicely mentions, Tunde Tandava Niratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdhaye. The Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdhaye. As soon as we chant the holy names of Krishna, then one tongue is not enough. Tunde Tandavani. Why? Because Krishna is dancing on our tongues. And at that time, Tundavali Labdhaye. At that time, we desire millions and millions of tongues. Karna Krodha Kadambani Ghatayate. Karna Bhuvedya Spruham. And when the same name of Krishna enters our ears, then 2 ears is not enough. At that time, we desire millions and millions of ears. Chetaha prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritam. And the same holy names of Krishna, through the channels of ears, enter the courtyard of our heart. Chetaha prangana sangini vijayate. Then what happens? The holy names of Krishna, vijayate, conquers Indriyanam kritam, all the senses that were before running around trying to get some pleasure, get some enjoyment. In Srimad Bhagavad-gita, there are those Sthita Prajna verses from chapter 2, text number 54 to the end of the chapter 72. And in those verses, Krishna is telling Arjuna asks that question of what is the qualities of a Sthita Prajna, of a sage of steady intelligence, a devotee who is perfect. Then Krishna at many places there says that controlling of senses is so important. Avoiding Vishaya, Indriyani Indriyarthebhyas, withdrawing senses from the sense object is important if one wants to progress in devotional service. If one wants to be free from the dualities of sukha, dukkha, from auspicious, inauspiciousness, and always be atmanyevatmana tushta, just rejoicing within himself. And there in text number 61, I think, then Krishna gives a direct answer as to how this will be possible. He says, Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha. That when all the senses are engaged in relation to me, matparaha, then vashehi yasyendriyani, then all the senses come under control naturally. Tasya pragna pratishtita, and that devotee becomes steady. He has nishtha. Why? Because param dhrashtva nivartate, he has relished something very higher. He's got higher taste. And therefore, the senses which were turbulent before no longer are troubling the person. He has become full in Krishna consciousness. And I think in text number 69, Krishna gives this analogy of the ocean and how a devotee, like an ocean, is full. Apuryamanam machalam pratishtham. So the ocean is full and it's achala. It does not cross its banks, shores, or its limits. Samudramapaha pravishanti sarvam. And although all the rivers are going into the ocean is full. It is not disturbed. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. So similarly, tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. For a devotee even, because the material body is there to some extent, the desires will come. But the difference is, because the devotee is full in devotion, love of Krishna, due to this process of chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Chetaha prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritam. All the senses are no longer troubling, because the holy names of Krishna has conquered everything. And Rupa Goswami goes on to say, No jano janite kiyadbhiramriteir Krishneti varnadvai. That I do not know of how much nectar these two syllables, Krish and Na, have produced. It has produced unlimited nectar. So, our real food for the soul, food for Atma, is simply chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we will surprise ourselves. Like that Bhakta Daniel got surprised. And not long time, very short time, the holy names of Krishna works. And not only it purifies us, the beauty of this Chaitanya Prabhu's Maha movement is that it awards us the highest level of form of love of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very nicely, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, in his first introductory song to Sharanagati, he says there that Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori Swaparshada Suya Bhava Saha Avatari Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Bare Dana Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Pranam. So he taught practically how to surrender onto Krishna. The 6 forms of surrender he tells. And through that, Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Baredana, he gives the love of Krishna, especially through this process of Harinam Samkirtana, Golokera Prema Dana, Harinam Samkirtana. Why is this possible? First, I remember when my parents used to take me to the temple in Fiji. And every Sunday class we used to go, and whoever we used to give Bhagavad-gita class used to say, just chant Hare Krishna, everything, this will solve all problems. And of course, from age of 5, I had been listening, and then teenage years came. And then I started questioning. I wasn't chanting. I said, this is probably the biggest scam around. How can just by saying Hare Krishna, all the problems can be solved? And one day I asked one devotee this question, that, how can this happen? So he quoted me a verse, and he explained me the verse from Padma Purana. And in that verse, it is mentioned that Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukta Abhinnatva Nama Namino. I don't think we'll have time to go through the whole verse, but in short, Krishna's name is like touchstone. It can fulfill all our desires. Especially it's meant for fulfilling the spiritual desires, perfection of this human form of life. Chaitanya, and Krishna's name is live, it is not dead. As soon as we say Krishna, like you can hear me properly. Why? Because this mic is working. It has got live electricity flowing through. So similarly, Krishna's name is alive. Chaitanya, it's got Chaitana in it. And it can revive our consciousness. Chaitanya. And Rasa Vigraha, it is the personification of all mellows. And it is Purna. Purna means complete. Nothing else is needed. Shuddha, pure. Nitya Mukta, and eternally it is liberated and it can liberate us. But even at this point, I wasn't convinced. Okay, all these things are there, you are saying, but why does the name of Krishna work? But in the last line, Padma Purana explains, Abhinnatva Nama Namino. Krishna, the named, and Krishna, the name, they are non-different from each other. They are not bhin, they are abhin. Name, nama, saman. The name Krishna and the named Krishna, they are one. And then it clicked to me, yes. If any reason the holy name of Krishna works is because of this reason. Because Krishna and his name are the same, they are not different from each other. And if with faith, if before chanting, we chant this mantra and have this faith, no, we don't have to call out, Krishna, please come here, appear before us. No, the name is Krishna. Krishna already is appearing through our chanting. And Srila Prabhupada therefore mentions, at whatever stage of chanting we take up, our main business is to hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And in the next verse, which is mentioned here, this is from 9th chapter of the 3rd canto, 11th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, a wonderful verse. And it practically shows how Krishna manifests. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hrit saroja ashe sruti kshita patho nanunatha pumsam yad yadhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti tat tad vapo pranayase sadurugrahaya tat tad vapo pranayase sadanugrahaya Tattadvapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. Translation. O my Lord, you always dwell in the vision and hearing of your pure devotees. You also live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. O my Lord, who are glorified by exalted prayers, you show special favor to your devotees by manifesting yourself in the eternal forms in which they welcome you. The significant words in this verse is Shruta Ikshita. What does Shruta mean? Hearing. And what does Ikshita mean? Seeing. Very nice, Prabhu. So, Shruta means hearing and Ikshita means seeing. So, seeing through the ears. If you directly translate this, seeing through the ears. Now, how is that possible? How can you see through the ears? No, but this is a transcendental process. We see, this is the patha, tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hit saroja, and Brahmaji is saying this. Ase sruta ikshita patho. Patho means path. This is the path of actually seeing Krishna. Although RadhaRasbihariTemple is very merciful in his Archa Vigraha form, he's daily manifesting before our eyes. But when we are not before them, their manifestation through the sound is there. Shruta Ikshito. Again, one practical incident that happened when I first was studying this verse many years ago. Then I was thinking, Shruta Ikshita, how can this be possible? Seeing through the ears. My son was about 5 years of age. I took him to this dolphin show in Australia. And there, when the dolphin show was happening, they were explaining the physiology, how a dolphin's body works. And the person explained that dolphins are audio-visual creatures, meaning that audio means hear. They hear, okay, 2 claps, they know, okay, for 2 claps, I have to go up in the air and twice go around and then jump down. So whatever the sound that comes, it forms a vision, picture in the brain of the dolphin. And those kind of complex maneuvers they are able to do, they are trained in such a way. And when I heard that, it clicked, this is Shrutikshita. You hear, you see. The form of Krishna becomes manifest through the sound vibration of Vedic mantras, and especially the Hare Krishna mantra. And what happens? Yadi yadhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti tattadvapu pranayashe sadanugrahaya. And it is Krishna's anugraha that out of his causeless mercy, he manifests. And this is what has happened here, that Advaita Acharya is praying for Lord Krishna to appear in this world in a form who can exhibit a perfect example of a perfect devotee to revive the lost God consciousness of the Kali Yuga living beings. So that perfect form Tattad Vapu Pranayase is the form of, transcendental form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Let's read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. This text from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.11 is a prayer by Lord Brahma to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, for his blessings in the work of creation. Knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood from the descriptions of the Vedic scriptures. For example, the Brahma Samhita 5.29 describes that in the abode of Lord Krishna, which is made of Chintamani touchstone, the Lord, acting as a cowhead boy, is saved by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. Mayavadis think that the devotees have imagined the form of Krishna. But the authentic Vedic scriptures have actually described Krishna and his various transcendental forms. The word Shruta in Shrutekshita Pataha refers to the Vedas, and Ikshita indicates that the way to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead is by proper study of Vedic scriptures. One cannot imagine something about God or his form. Such imagination is not accepted by those who are serious about enlightenment. Here Brahma says that one can know Krishna through the path of properly understanding the Vedic texts. If by studying the form, name, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Godhead, one is attracted to the Lord, he can execute devotional service, and the form of the Lord will be impressed in his heart and remain transcendently situated there. Unless a devotee actually develops transcendental love for the Lord, it is not possible for him to think always of the Lord within his heart. Such constant thought of Lord is the sublime perfection of yogic process, as the Bhagavad-gita confirms in the 6th chapter, stating that anyone absorbed in such thought is the best of all yogis. Such transcendental absorption is known as samadhi. A pure devotee who is always thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the person qualified to see the Lord. One cannot speak of Urugaya, the Lord who is glorified by sublime prayers, unless one is transcendently elevated. The Lord has innumerable forms, as the Brahma Samhita confirms, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. The Lord expands himself in innumerable Swamsha forms. When a devotee hearing about these innumerable forms becomes attached to one and always thinks of him, the Lord appears to him in that form. Lord Krishna is especially pleasing to such devotees, in whose hearts he always presents because of their highly elevated transcendental love. Text number 112. Aishlokera artha kahi shankshepera sar bhakatera ichhaya krishnera sarva avatar. The essence of the meaning of this verse is that Lord Krishna appears in all his innumerable eternal forms because of the desires of his pure devotees. Chaturtha shlokera artha haila shunishite avtirthena haila gaura prema prakashite. Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihari ki, Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Thus I have surely determined the meaning of the fourth verse. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya appeared as an incarnation to preach unalloyed love of God. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. So, The mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we mentioned before, it defies the conception of impersonal Brahman. Kaivalyam narakayate. The impersonal realization is like narka, hellish. Tridashapur akasha pushpayate. Even the heavenly pleasures, they become insignificant. They become like akasha pushpa. You see flowers in the sky like clouds, they don't have any meaning. Durdantendriya kala sarpa patali prokhaya damshtrayate. The yogi may be having difficulty in controlling senses, but for a devotee, it's like a serpent's poisonous fangs have been removed. Such transcendental is this process given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, that Vishwam Purna Sukhayate Vidhi Mahendra Adischa Kitayate, that the whole universe appears a place of happiness for a devotee, because he is constantly involved in chanting of the holy names of Krishna and he is involved in the Sankirtan movement. Yad karunya sukha, yad karunya kataksha vaibhavatam, tam gaurame vastuma. So this is yad karunyam kataksha. When Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu bestows his loving, merciful glance upon him, upon us, this is his Vaibhava. This is the opulence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that simply by glancing at the fallen souls of Kali Yuga who are participating in the Sankirtan movement, they get the highest benediction of Dharma, which is love of Godhead. Thank you, dear Prabhus, Matajis, and Maharajas. Any comments Maharajas would like to make? Please. Any questions any devotees have? Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari ji ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki,